Break legs.
Halloween, written by Jeff Fradley, Danny McBride, David Gordon Green. Adapted for Kevin Pollak's Zooming the Movies by Mike Herman. Smith's Grove Sanitarium, an underfunded, sterile-looking state mental health institution. The employees and the patients seem to be in a daze. Barbed wire fencing is the only hint that something may be off here. Journalists Aaron Corey and Dana Haynes wait outside the office of Dr. Ranbir Sartain. They are a posh British couple with a slight hipster air about them. Dana tries to prepare her microphone as Sartain consults with a patient within. The two cannot help but eavesdrop.
You're not cold or anything, are you? Everything all right? Are you taking any medication? Did you have a restful sleep last night?
A security guard drops a needle on the record player. Wobbly ballroom music with a scratch fails to distract from the morose surroundings. Dana tests her equipment.
Testing, check, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. We are now at Smith's Grove Rehabilitation Facility.
We're here today to interview a patient that's spent the last 40 years in captivity and, by all accounts, has not uttered a word, this monster.
The door buzzes and Sartain approaches the couple. He's an intense man with a noticeable Eastern European accent.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Dr. Ranbir Sartain.
Great to finally meet you. Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us today. We were hoping to have this opportunity before he's transferred to the new facility. Glass Hill is far less accommodating.
Glass Hill is the pit of hell. For years he's been kept here to be studied. I suppose the state lost interest in discovering anything further.
Well, that's why we're here.
Sartain nods and begins the tour. Smith's Grove is a sad place and has but one point of interest for these tourists. Sartain himself presents the portrait of a caring doctor, but he is proud of his prized attraction.
Michael has been my life's obsession. I've examined every single case file written on him. I was a student of Dr. Loomis before he passed away. And then I lobbied the University of Illinois to be assigned to Michael myself.
Any progress?
Well, he's been seen by over 50 clinical psychiatrists, and with each, many different opinions. Dr. Loomis was the only one to see him in the wild, and he concluded that he was nothing more than pure evil.
Sartain leads them to the open courtyard where the most disturbed of the patients get a little bit of fresh air. They all seem on edge and pace around. Armed guards stand alert with German shepherds on leashes.
Our patients get fresh air, sunshine, a view, proper exercise, a healthy diet. It pains me to see him transferred to that less than desirable facility.
One patient stands out because he is so quiet and alert. Aaron and Dana are drawn to the shape of a man who is aged and haggard and bears old scars around his face. He is shackled to the ground and within the frame of a painted yellow square.
And there he is.
The two perk up in anticipation.
He can speak. He just chooses not to.
I'd love to stand close to him, if I may, get a sense of his awareness, lack of awareness.
Oh, make no mistake, he is aware. He was watching you as you arrived.
The other patients in the courtyard start to sense something. They fidget a bit.
Perhaps you'd like to tie your left shoelace? Mr. Tobori here, the gentleman with the umbrella, has a fixation for such things. Underestimate no one. And now step up to the yellow line, and no further. Do not cross the line under any circumstances.
Aaron dutifully follows the instructions. He cannot wait to come face to face with evil.
Michael, I've got some people who'd like to meet you.
No response from the shape. It stands there, its head bowed down. Aaron clears his throat and builds himself up.
Hello, Michael. My name is Erin Corey. I've been following your case for years and still know very little about you. I'd like to know more about that night, about those involved. Do you ever think about them, Michael?
The shape is motionless.
Feel guilt about their fate?
Nothing. Aaron is undeterred and walks to the border of the yellow square. He looks to Sartain, who gives him a nod of approval.
I borrowed something from a friend at the Attorney General's office, Michael.
Aaron reaches into his bag and pulls out a familiar white piece of plastic. It is the shape's mask, ripped and deteriorated after 40 years. Aaron holds it up by its matted hair. Sartain almost lets his clinical facade fall away and stares intently. The shape is unmoved.
You feel it, don't you, Michael? You feel the mask.
The shape barely twitches its head, but the other patients are becoming upset. The German shepherds start to whine.
Say something, Michael. Say something.
A chorus of wailing and moaning from the dogs and patients begins to sound in the background. Dana and Sartain are nervous, but Aaron moves in closer.
You can feel it, can't you? It's a part of you, Michael. It's a part of you.
The shape is unfazed. The patients pull on their chains and are desperate to escape.
Say something. Say something, Michael.
The alarms start to blaze. The sanitarium is about to break into pandemonium, and yet the shape stands calm.
Say something.
Sometime later, Aaron and Dana drive down the back roads of Haddonfield, Illinois. Aaron, upset that his attempt to poke the geriatric monster failed to wake him up, begins to rhapsodize into his tape recorder. Dana says,
What is it we're after?
Okay, well, having witnessed the animal in its captive state and failed to provoke any sort of response, we now track down its counterpart. Could it be that one monster has created another? And although the iron bars and barbed wire that separate them are both strong and sharp, the metaphysical lines that blurred and slight both exist in isolation, fettered by their own fear and hatred of one another.
Dana pulls Aaron out of his performance. They have reached their destination.
This one.
Here.
The house looks like a war zone. Gates and barbed wire block entry. This is not the house of a healthy person. Aaron is pleased.
Could it be that the only hope of rehabilitation is through confrontation?
Spooky.
An old rusty sign hangs on the iron gates.
Access has been denied. Private property, no trespassing.
Dana reaches into her purse and pulls out an envelope full of cash.
You might need this.
Dana, journalists don't pay for their interviews.
Aaron cannot fathom that someone would not be taken in by his magnetism. Dana is more grounded and is starting to get a little spooked. She notices a security camera is recording them.
Smile, we're on camera.
Aaron shrugs and presses the intercom button.
Yes.
Hello. We're looking for Laurie Strode.
Nothing.
We're and we're making a podcast, and
We're investigative journalists.
if you have a moment, we traveled a very long way.
Nothing.
How does $3,000 sound?
The gate opens. Aaron and Dana share a look. This is almost as frightening as coming face to face with Michael Myers. They drive through the compound, which is fortified with spotlights and cameras at every corner. There is a massive shooting range with bullet-ridden targets. They finally reach the house and the front door, which is padlocked several times over. Their host goes through the intricate process of undoing her defense system to let them in.
Hello?
May we come in and sit and talk?
The door opens, and they find themselves in the home of Laurie Strode, the survivor of the 1978 babysitter murders. It has been 40 long years, and still that night bears down on her shoulders. Decades of alcohol and anxiety cut deep into her face, but there are still traces of the hopeful young babysitter there. The three stare at each other for a while in awkward silence. No one knows exactly how to begin this expensive interview.
So,
Laurie stares.
Aaron and I have made several award-winning public radio exposés. Our last project shed new light on a murder case from 20 years ago. We like to re-examine incidents with an unbiased lens. I believe there's a lot to learn from the horrors you experienced.
There's nothing to learn. There are no insights or discoveries.
So, is he real?
Oh,
The boogeyman. I read you.
Laurie has no tolerance for being talked down to.
you don't believe in the boogeyman.
I believe in Michael Myers, deranged serial killer, but the boogeyman, no.
Well, you should.
Michael Myers is a human being who killed his sister when he was 6 years old. Then he came after you. We just want to know why. We want a glimpse inside his mind. That's why your story is so important.
My story.
2 failed marriages, rocky relationship with your daughter and granddaughter.
Michael Myers murdered 5 people, and he's a human being we need to understand. I'm twice divorced, and I'm a basket case.
Laurie's patience is just about run out.
They're transferring him.
Tomorrow, 7:00.
He'll be locked away until the end of his days.
That's the idea.
They're getting nowhere. Dana tries to steer the conversation to something juicy.
Let's talk about when the state came to take your daughter away. She was 12 years old. They said you're an unfit mother. How long until you regain custody?
A beat. Laurie will not fall for this emotional manipulation. Her scars run too deep.
Didn't. But you already know that.
Laurie gets up to show them the door.
Laurie, we saw him. We met with Michael. I showed him the mask. There was nothing. No response. Nothing. He won't talk to anyone. Never has, but I think he might speak to you. So why don't you sit down with him and say all the things you must be longing to say? Come with us and let us help you free yourself. Please.
Time's up. I'll accept my payment. Get out.
In another part of Haddonfield, the Nelson family sits down for breakfast. Karen Nelson is Laurie's daughter and has tried her hardest not to become her mother. The family seems quaint and normal considering their lineage. Karen's husband Ray is setting mouse traps under the sink while Karen cooks up some hash browns on the stove. Allison comes to the table. She is a striking young woman and more than a little bit reminiscent of Laurie Strode from 40 years ago.
Morning.
I rescheduled my last session so I can make it tonight.
You really didn't have to do that, Mom. It's not a big deal.
You made it into the National Honor Society. That is a very big deal. I just made it to the top of my shop class making birdhouses and a checkerboard made of teak.
Well, we're excited to meet Cameron.
That whole family, though, they had a reputation.
Ray, come on.
But it's true. It's a relevant factor. You remember the one time Lonnie punched that cop in the face?
Cameron is a good guy. He's nothing like that. You're going to see when you meet him tonight.
They're all nice guys until they get you pregnant, and then you gotta drive in their pickup trucks, and you clean their guns, and you got children, and you clean guns, and you like to get high with them.
Hey, Dad, can you stop?
Ray laughs and goes off to clean the bait off his hands. Allison is alone with her mother and brings herself to ask a question she knows Karen will not like to hear.
Did you invite grandmother like you said you would?
Karen stares blankly, trying to find some excuse.
About tonight, you said that you'd invite her. Oops.
You said that you would invite her, did you?
Right, I did.
You did.
Karen is ill at ease.
I talked to her yesterday. She's not going to be able to come, honey. I'm sorry. Really? Yeah. Baby, she's agoraphobic. She needs cognitive behavioral therapy, so don't take it personally.
The doorbell rings. Karen is relieved that the conversation has come to an end.
That's Vicky. I gotta go.
Hey, I love you.
The mother and daughter exchange goodbyes, but there is tension between them. Allison is being protected from something that she doesn't quite comprehend. Her best friend Vicky collects her and they walk to school. Dave, Vicky's boyfriend, runs to catch up with them with a joint in hand. They chat as they pass the festively decorated haunted houses. Despite the town's grisly past, Haddonfield knows how to celebrate Halloween.
So my mom's a liar.
What happened?
She said that she invited my grandmother, didn't I? But she didn't. I mean, she never even contacted her
How do you know?
because I called her myself.
Ugh, that's bullshit.
Dude, what's your mom's deal? Why would she say that?
I don't know. She just tries to keep me away from her. Everyone in my family like turns into a total nutcase this time of year.
If I were you guys, I wouldn't celebrate either. I would just put up a Christmas tree instead. Just skip all over the creepy Halloween shit, right? Does your grandma ever talk about it?
Yeah, it's pretty much all she talks about. It defines her life. She's been traumatized ever since.
Wasn't it her brother who, like, cold-blooded mutilated all those teenagers?
No, that's just a bit that some people made up to make them feel better, I think.
I mean, that is scary to have a bunch of your friends get butchered by some random crazy person.
Is it, though? Because all things considered, there's a lot worse stuff that's happening today. And like, I mean, what a couple people getting killed by one guy with a knife is not that big a deal.
Dude, her grandmother was almost fucking murdered.
Yeah, and she escaped, and they caught him, and now he's incarcerated. I'm just saying, like, by today's standards.
Just shut the fuck up, Dave. Shut up.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, shut up, Dave.
Dave takes a drag on his joint and notices a stray jack-o'-lantern.
Hey, is it cool with you guys if I explode one of these pumpkin heads?
Go for it.
Dave pulls out firecrackers from his book bag and sticks them in the pumpkin.
Such a fucking moron.
Go, 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 go! Happy Halloween!
Allison is at her locker when her boyfriend Cameron appears for a good Halloween scare. Cameron is handsome, but has no character. The prototypical high school prep.
I got you. That was a good one.
Yes, that was very good.
Hey, do you have everything for your costume tomorrow night? Bonnie and Clyde must rule as one after all.
No, I mean, I'm more focused on tonight.
Tonight? I thought you were joking when you said your parents were old-fashioned.
Be nice, okay? It'll be fun.
Cameron grimaces and Allison notices his displeasure, although she's still under his spell.
I'm excited for tonight, okay?
Okay.
They share a passionate but clumsy adolescent kiss. Oscar, Cameron's geeky groupie, interrupts them.
You guys are just barf. You know, you're just two yucky dumpsters, and I want to go diving. Come here, come here.
Oscar gives both Cameron and Allison a kiss despite their protests.
Oh, dude, you got your little chap lip crusties all over me, man. So thanks.
I know, and you're welcome. It's a little part of me for you for the rest of your day. All right. So, do you have everything ready for your costume tomorrow?
About that.
Allison gives Cameron a wink. She wants their Bonnie and Clyde costume to be the big surprise hit of the party.
What? Are we seriously not? You said we are going to do this whole Halloween dance together. No, you just ditch me. I mean, you can't walk all over town breaking hearts, guys.
Okay, lovebirds, later.
The bell rings and Allison has an out to get away from Oscar. She rushes to English class. The teacher says, now let's open our books to Frankel's interpretation.
He said fate took a different course. I understand how someone who has nothing left in this world may still know bliss. His message is totally hopeful. Even in the most deranging of conditions, disparaging of conditions, life can find its meaning, and conversely, so can one's suffering.
Allison stares out the window and sees Lori. She goes to her after the bell rings. The two have a bond despite Karen's estrangement. Lori pulls out the envelope full of cash and hands it to her granddaughter.
I can't accept this.
Use it for whatever your heart desires.
I'll save it for college then.
College. Go somewhere. Go to Mexico.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, I can. Look, don't worry about your mom. She will freak, but she'll get over it.
Lori begins to leave, but Allison cannot let her. She tries to bridge the gap between her mother and grandmother.
Why can't you? The boogeyman, all this hiding, all this preparation, it was for nothing. I mean, it took priority over your family. It cost you your family.
The way I raised your mother means that she hates me, but that she's prepared for the horrors of this world, then I can live with that.
Say goodbye to Michael and get over it.
The big night has arrived. Michael Myers is to be transferred, and his legend has attracted much attention. In their hotel room, Dana and Aaron continue their research. They play an old beat-up recording of the testimony of Dr. Sam Loomis, the only other person to face the shape and live to tell about it.
Dr. Samuel Loomis, January 22nd, 1979. Do you wish to give a statement regarding your former patient, Michael Myers?
My suggestion is termination. Death is the only solution for Michael. A shot of sodium thentapental would render him unconscious. I'll be with him to make sure his life is extinguished. I hear on his chest to hear for myself that his vitals no longer function, and then immediately incinerate the body.
The old tape begins to crackle and repeat.
It needs to die. It needs to die. It needs to die. It needs to die.
At Smith's Grove, the staff prepares it for its final journey. It is shackled and sent with a group of patients to the bus. Sartain stays close. The shape seems to be completely indifferent.
Don't worry, Michael. I'll be by your side. Michael Myers is still my patient until he's in somebody else's care. So I'm seeing my duty through till the end.
The patients begin to board the bus. In the parking lot, Lori watches, brandishing her pistol. She sees the shape as it is led on. Everything has come down to this confrontation. Lori fully intends to kill it once and for all. She lifts the gun and pulls the hammer, but stops. Can she go through with it? Perhaps Allison is seeping through. Lori lets out a cathartic scream and downs some wine as the bus pulls away. She has missed her chance. The Nelson family is at dinner celebrating Allison's NHS induction. Cameron is doing an adequate job buttering them up. Ray and Karen are having a good time, and so is Allison, who kind of likes the old-fashioned affair of bringing the boyfriend to meet mom and dad.
I'm not going to send my DNA to a stranger.
Why not? You can find out some pretty interesting things. I found out, excuse me, I'm wearing a weird hat all of a sudden. Yeah, I found out that my dad, that I'm part Cherokee and I guess part cop. I mean, I guess my dad's like 7% Cherokee.
I know Lonnie. I went to high school with him. He used to sell me peyote.
Dad,
Everyone knows, Lonnie.
I'm sorry.
Allison is mortified and embarrassed by her dorky parents.
All right. This is a massive overshare for our new friend.
No, he did. I learned a lot about myself with his dad. Tripped balls out in the woods, me and his dad.
Boy, Ray.
Tripping balls.
Dad.
Oh, you guys have big plans for tomorrow at the high school?
What are you doing? Is it a dance or something?
Yeah, it's a Halloween dance. Yep.
Costume party. What are you going as?
Well, I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
Please say.
Oh, come on.
Cameron and Allison share a playful high school sweetheart look.
I can? Okay, so we're going as Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Except,
Oh,
no. Okay, so just Bonnie and Clyde. That's it. Bonnie and Clyde.
Ray awkwardly holds up his hand for a high five.
Bonnie and Clyde with a twist. Classic. You know how it ended, right? Their story ended a little...
Yes, hopefully.
Yes, with the bullets and the bleeding.
Yeah.
You have a jalopy filled with bullet holes from the G-Men?
Oh, I wish we had one of those.
did you talk to grandmother?
Yeah, she said she was going to come. She came to my office. We had a nice talk.
Did you? Really?
That's a first.
It was nice.
Do you know where she is then?
Lori enters on cue. She is disheveled, on edge, and reeks of alcohol, but tries to make an effort to play the role of the grandmother.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Great timing, Mom. Hi.
Ran late. I'm sorry.
Hi, I'm so happy you came.
Lori tries to make the best impression she can on Cameron.
Hi. I'm the grandmother.
I'm Cameron Elam.
And we're here celebrating our daughter because of her...
Lori smiles and takes a peek at Allison's Honor Society medal. There is so much of herself in Allison.
Yes, I know. How did it go? Yes, it looks good on you. You know, I was in the Honor Society too.
That's good. Why don't you sit down, Mom?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, have a seat.
Or we can go for a walk if you like.
Lori takes Ray's glass of wine and quickly gulps it down. She cannot play the role of the happy grandmother.
Really? Did it go great?
Yeah, it went really,
Hey, Mom, I thought you quit drinking. Mom, what are you doing? What is this?
Karen takes the glass, but Lori has already downed all of it.
You know, this is exactly why we don't reach out.
Mom.
Sorry. I will sit down.
Okay, why don't we press the reset button? Why don't we just start over, okay?
Lori tries to be strong, but tears stream down her face.
Mom.
Please stop this.
Allison is the only one to reach out and comfort Lori. She takes her hand and Lori squeezes it tight.
Sorry. I saw him. The shape.
Mom.
I wanted to kill him.
Okay, that's enough, Lori.
I didn't know what to do.
That's enough, Lori.
Okay, I think maybe this is a little bit too much for you, huh? Why don't we go for a walk, all right? You said you were gonna try to put the past behind you, okay? Are you gonna try to do that? That's what you said you wanted to do. Mom, look at me. Look at me.
Lori storms off from the table. The pleasant family get-together is ruined by this reminder of the traumatic past.
I really hate to say I told you so, but
Allison pays no attention and runs out of the restaurant to comfort Lori. Lori seems comatose, staring out into the street, half thinking she might want to walk into traffic. The echo of the buzzing gates at Smith's Grove ring in her psyche. Lori turns and sees Allison and sinks into her arms, sobbing. If Lori has something pure and hopeful to live for, it is her granddaughter. Allison stays with Lori and sees her off. The teen doesn't know enough of the world to comprehend her pain. Karen comes to her side.
I'm glad you got to see that. I never told you how I spent my childhood. Gotcha. I learned how to shoot a gun when I was 8. I learned how to fight. I had nightmares about the basement. Social services came when I was 12 years old and took me away. I spent my entire life trying to get over the paranoia and neuroses that she has projected on me.
Cameron and Ray come out and both women have to put on their happy faces.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of Gary Hogaboom.
Yeah, that quarterback thing is all messed up.
Times, right?
What is she gonna do with herself?
I know. It's not your job to save her. She'll be all right.
Late in the evening of October 30th, a father and his son cruise down the highway. A thick fog covers the road as this pair awkwardly tries to make conversation. The father plays with the radio dial.
I can't get reception on this thing ever since the antenna was bent at the car wash.
Why do we have to go again? We do this all the time.
What? You don't enjoy it? I like being out in the woods, and
No, I enjoy it, but I'm missing dance class for this. And sometimes I would rather do that than hunting.
Is dance class that important to you?
Yeah, it is.
You need some more time in the woods to go hunting and fishing.
No. On weekends I'll do it with you, Dad. Like, I really love spending time with you, but right now dancing is my thing, and it really hit me, and it hits me in the heart. I mean, Dad, look out!
Boy notices the crashed Smith's Grove bus just in time. The father hard brakes his truck, skidding into a tough stop. The road is littered with incoherent patients in white hospital gowns. They wander aimlessly. One patient stares blankly and clearly cannot comprehend how close he was to being hit by the truck.
What the hell happened to you, Hoss?
Oh shit! Dad, look!
Lumpy, you stay here. I'm gonna make sure no one's hurt. You call the police.
Dad, be careful, please.
The father leaves his frightened son in the truck.
Hey, you fellas okay? Y'all right?
The boy sits in tense anticipation, waiting for his father to return. A couple of the patients pound on the windows. He jumps and reaches for his cell.
911, what is the emergency?
The boy says, yes, there's been an accident. There's a bus, people running around in the road. My dad went to look. I don't know. Okay, hold on. I'll go check. The boy exits the car and goes to the truck to procure his hunting rifle. He moves towards the bus. Something terrible has happened. The guards are tossed out around the side of the road and are bloodied and mangled. The boy moves to check the pulse of a seemingly dead guard. He violently jerks to life with his touch.
Run!
Wait here.
No!
I'll go get my dad.
No! Run!
Dad! Daddy!
The boy hears a soft groan from inside the bus. The father is nowhere in sight, and so he lifts the gun up and goes to investigate. There does not seem to be anyone left alive on the bus. A few bodies of the guards are left in their seats, and the windows are broken. Someone or something did this. The boy regrets going in for a closer look. and holds his gun high. Out of nowhere, he hears a voice.
Don't shoot.
He fires. The bullet grazes Sartain's shoulder.
Oh, fuck.
The boy has seen enough and sprints to the safety of the truck. He gets in and turns the keys in the ignition, oblivious to the fact the windows are fogged over. Before he can shift into park, the shape emerges from the back seat and grabs the boy by his neck. A struggle ensues, but the young child is no match. The shape breaks his neck with brute force. The monster has awakened. In a 7-Eleven across town, Officer Hawkins plays a game of pinball. He's pretty good, and the other store patrons watch and cheer him.
Yo, Hawk, listen, the ball came down loose. That's where you're gonna mess up at.
Yo, Hawkins, would you like a strawberry slushy or a blue raspberry slushy?
You just bring me a coffee, will you? I'll get you back later.
Pull a slingshot will go straight down the middle, but you ain't never gonna beat my score, so it makes no difference what you do.
Dispatch to Unit 601. We have a 1050 on Marla Road.
Copy that, dispatch. I'm on my way.
The sirens of Hawkins' patrol car blare through the fog. He arrives at the crash site and pulls out his flashlight to survey the scene. Hawkins is a veteran of the Haddonfield Police Department, old and grizzled, and the last officer still in the force, who was there 40 years ago. This crash site gives him an uncomfortable sense of deja vu.
Sheriff's Department, if you need assistance, let yourself be known.
No response. He moves in closer and sees the scattered bodies.
Signal 13, officer down. I repeat, officer down. I need assistance. Send backup right away.
Roger that. 10-1, officer down, sending EM and all available units.
Hawkins moves closer to the bus and finds the corpse of the father. His neck has broken. He takes a deep breath and enters the bus. The weak breathing of Sartain is the only sound.
Show your hands.
I've been shot.
All right. Stay with me. Help's on the way. What happened here?
Did he escape?
Who? Did who escape?
October 31st, 2018. Aaron and Dana are at Haddonfield Cemetery. The caretaker is giving them the grand tour, but she knows there is only one grave the tourists want to see.
Well, I got a cousin who works at a graveyard not too far from here. They got war generals, philanthropists, a beatnik poet. They got Muddy Waters, they got Bernie Mac. People come from all over to pay respect, but this is Haddonfield, and this is our only claim to fame. Maybe you can explain to me what's so special about Judith Myers.
Aaron and Dana sit down to take in the ambiance of the headstone. They pull out their recorders and get to work. The morbid stream of consciousness narrative spills out of them.
As she sat combing her hair, unaware, her 6-year-old brother crept in quietly with a kitchen knife.
He then proceeded to slice the base of her skull, scraping her spinal cord. When she turned, raised her hands in self-defense. He continued stabbing into the nerves and arteries of her palms. The 3 more stabs into her sternum, penetrating her heart.
The caretaker is uncomfortable. She turns her head and sees an old man in a white gown hiding behind a tree. Hawkins is at the hospital, staring over Sartain's bed. Sheriff Barker marches in. He is a larger-than-life figure and sports a cowboy hat.
Hawkins, still checking IDs of the patients we recovered to figure out who's who. Almost all accounted for. 2 of them were checking the email to the local library. Just found 3 of them holding hands, chasing butterflies at a flea market off the 220. Still no idea what really went down. Any word from Mr. Rip Van Winkle over here?
Nurses say he's been in and out, lost a lot of blood, somehow managed to fall on the bullet. I'm trying to get the whole story because here's what concerns me.
Hawkins
Take a
hands
look at
the
this
sheriff
list.
the bus manifesto.
Take a look at this list. Most of them mild offenders, mental patients. One stuck out, A2201, it's Michael Myers. Babysitting murders, 1978. 40 years to this day.
The sheriff continues.
The sheriff said too much. Michael Myers loose with a bunch of nutbags in Haddonfield on Halloween night. We're gonna have a fucking circus on our hands. But hey, what are we gonna do? Cancel Halloween?
The sheriff laughs dismissively and heads out. Hawkins doesn't share his appraisal of the situation. His head is deathly His face is deathly pale. Aaron and Dana are finished with their work in Haddonfield. They stop at a gas station to fill up their rental car and get out of town. Aaron stares out into space as he pumps the gas. Michael and Lori didn't quite deliver the performances he hoped they would deliver. Dana packs away the files and the mask before stepping out of the car. A car pulls up into the parking lot. Haddonfield Cemetery is written on the side door.
I need to go do number 2 almost immediately. Want anything from the shop?
No, thank you.
Aaron pumps away and waves to some onlookers. They all seem spooked by him and don't return the greeting. There's a faint sound of metal clanking from the garage.
Where's the loo?
Excuse me?
Bathroom?
It's out that way, around back.
Dana goes to the restroom and tries to find a clean stall. There aren't many options. The last stall seems to work and she sits down. The door to the bathroom is kicked open violently. Dana is a little alarmed and flinches as she hears heavy breathing. There are workman boots outside the stall. The
Excuse
stranger
me?
shakes the door.
Excuse me, sorry, there's someone's in here.
The shape takes a fistful of bloody teeth and drops them in the stall for Dana. Aaron goes to pay his bill and notices no one is attending the register. He looks in and sees that the gas attendant has been brutally murdered. His jaw has been snapped in half. He runs to the garage where he sees the corpse of a naked mechanic. Aaron has a gut feeling as to who is behind this. He hears Dana scream from the bathroom. Dana tries to crawl under the stalls, but the shape pulls on her legs.
Help me! Help me, Aaron! Aaron! Get off me! Aaron! Stop! Help me!
Aaron bursts through the door, brandishing a mechanic crowbar as his weapon. He is awestruck by the sight of Michael.
Michael.
Aaron! Aaron!
The brief moment of hesitation is all the shape needed. Aaron tries to attack, but it grabs at Aaron's throat and throws him to the wall. The shape takes Aaron by his hair and beats his head against the bathroom stall over and over. It uses Aaron as a battering ram to get at Dana. Aaron weakly cries out to her to leave, but the door gets opened. The shape tosses Aaron to the side where he dies from the head trauma. Dana holds up the crowbar, but is too scared to attack. The shape throws the weapon to the side and strangles Dana to death. As the life passes out of her, it breaks her neck for good measure. The shape goes to their car to seek its prize. It opens the trunk and pulls out the mask. It cradles it in its hands, feeling the age of it. Satisfied, it puts it on and takes everything all in. It can almost feel 1978. The deep breaths are echoed by the aged plastic. The shape has come home. Gloria is in her kitchen. The TV is on in the background. She's only half paying attention until she hears the beginnings of the report on the Smiths Grove bus.
Police have not determined a cause of this accident. The scene's still very active, of course. You can see the police tape set up behind me. That prison bus firmly down in that ditch. You can see the tow truck, of course, that is trying to get that prison bus out. A source tells us that bus was transporting personnel from a local state hospital.
The news doesn't surprise or faze her. She knew it couldn't be contained. Time to get to work. Lori bolts the series of locks and loads a duffel bag full of ammo. She goes to the kitchen and presses a button. The middle island moves away, revealing a set of stairs. The shape is coming, and Lori will be ready. She marches down into her fortress to prepare. Karen enters her home with an armful of grocery bags. Something doesn't seem quite right. She thinks she hears the sound of unfamiliar footsteps.
Ray? Allison? Allison? Is anyone home?
Karen?
Lori pops out of a corner with a loaded handgun. She points it directly at her terrified daughter.
Jesus!
You're dead.
You scared me. What are you doing in our house?
You mean, how did I get into your house? You have no security system, Karen. Your side window was wide open. Sometimes I can't tell the difference between your stupidity and your ignorance.
Hey, Lori, this is my home, and I can take care of my own family, all right? I know jujitsu. I have studied.
The bus crashed.
What?
Look, I have a plan. Where's Allison? We need to get out of here now.
What bus crashed?
Put down that gun. Put Down.
Back off!
Put down that gun. You're in my. Put down that gun.
Mom, you need help, and you are not welcome in this house until you get it.
Tried to protect you and prepare you. Now we have to hunt him down.
Yeah, and I'm trying to prepare dinner for my family. The world is not a dark and evil place. It is full of love and understanding, and I'm not letting your psychotic rants confuse me or convince me otherwise.
Keep the gun.
No, you need to go. Get out.
Karen leads Lori to the door and slams it in her face. Hawkins is in the bathroom at the gas station. He surveys the all too familiar carnage. He looks down on Dana's mangled body. Like Lori, he has no doubts.
Son of a bitch.
There's a crowd building around the crime scene tape. The officers try to hold people back to preserve the peace. Hawkins looks out and sees Lori among them. Both of them share a look of understanding.
Hawkins. Frank.
Yeah,
Look at this. It's a hospital gown.
state issued.
Get on the phone to Smith's Grove. Confirm the match.
I was there that night. I was there. We have one order of business. That's to hunt this thing down. There's a reason we're supposed to be afraid of this night.
Nightfall on Halloween. The kids are out in droves trick-or-treating. A few of the older kids light firecrackers and throw eggs. The night seems to be the quintessential Midwestern Halloween celebration. Two little trick-or-treaters run with their pillows full of candy.
Which one should we go to?
They're all spooky. I'm gonna pick that one over across the street.
The two kids don't look where they are going and bump into the shape.
Oh, sorry about that.
The shape pays them no mind. It is free. The leaves are brown, the autumn air is crisp, and the children chant. Black cats and goblins and broomsticks and ghosts, covens of witches with all of their hosts. You may think they scare me, you're probably right. Black cats and goblins on Halloween night. A light is on in a nearby garage. The shape follows it and picks up an old hammer. It enters the adjoining house. A woman is preparing a sandwich in the kitchen. The shape walks behind her and bludgeons her to death with a hammer before she can get a chance to scream. It notices the butcher knife she used to cut her sandwich and takes it. There's a sound coming from the other room. A baby crying in their crib. The shape walks over and stares for a moment before leaving. It doesn't stand out among the trick-or-treaters. A phone rings in the next house and the shape follows it, walking up the front porch. The neighbor goes to answer as the shape marches to the back door.
Hey, Sally, how are you? Really? Oh, that's awful. Well, I'll keep my doors locked. Thank you for telling me. At least allowed at a party. Let me know if you hear anything else. Good night, Sally.
The neighbor lowers her horizontal blinds. As she does, the shape appears behind her. She turns and screams as it stabs her neck. She drops dead as blood gushes out. The shape throws the body aside and ventures back into the night. At Haddonfield High's gym, the party is rocking. The DJ is spinning dance music over the loudspeakers. The kids are having a good time trying to dance seductively with their dates. Allison and Cameron are a hit in their Bonnie and Clyde with a twist. Cameron is Bonnie and Allison is Clyde. Oscar is decked in a cheap Walmart Dracula cape and is a little tipsy. He follows the couple and snaps pictures of them with an old school flash camera.
Bonnie and Clyde, you are lady killers. You guys are seriously beautiful. You're seriously beautiful. Give me a smile. Give me a big smile. Just hold you tight. There we go. Do that with your ass.
They dance and make the rounds under the flashing lights and the techno beat. Allison sort of likes shaking off the good girl image. She and Cameron dance close with her phone buzzes.
It's Vicky.
Okay, you don't have to take it.
Allison finds a corner and takes the call. Vicky is hard at work babysitting Julian, a clever, smart-mouthed 9-year-old boy. They are both in front of the TV watching horror movies. Julian is cutting his toenails.
Hi. Oh my gosh. I wish that you were here. It is so much fun.
God, I wish I was there. I'm so fucking bummed.
It's just like so much easier to actually like talk to people when you have no idea who they are.
Yeah, dude, I told you you'd had fun. How's Cameron? Is he looking super fine in my grandma's skirt?
He is so sexy. It's a little too much to take, but
Allison's phone beeps. Lori is on the other line. She presses ignore.
Where'd you go?
no, he's so sweet. I'm having the best time.
You know, you guys should just come over here when it's done. Dave's already on his way, and he's gonna bring the the alakazam, if you know what I mean. And Julian's parents aren't gonna be back until like super late.
Okay, well, it is a school night, so we're not gonna kazam too much.
Oh, come on. It's a school night. Don't be an idiot bitch. Get over here.
Okay, I'll see you soon. We'll come over as soon as it's over.
Okay, bye. Love you.
Julian looks up from his horror movie marathon.
I heard you telling your friends to come over here and you're gonna smoke some weed.
No.
That Alakazam?
Julian, I'm talking about like like a magic trick, like abracadabra.
I know you're talking about smoking weed. Don't lie to me. That's against the rules. I'm telling my mom.
Well, I'm gonna tell your mom about your browser history.
You better not.
You can get me in trouble. I can get you in trouble. You used to be my favorite, but now you're like my 10th favorite boy that I nanny. And I babysit some fucking loser kids.
If I had some other kind of babysitter, she'd be reading me a story. I wouldn't be up clipping my nasty ass toenails.
Uh-huh. Go to bed.
You used to be cool. We used to be friends. And now,
Okay, come on. Go to bed.
wait.
It's way past your bedtime. You want to be a good kid?
Mm-hmm.
Go to bed. Go to bed.
How much do you get paid?
Come on, let's go. Let's go. I'll get you. Come on.
Vicky and Julian giggle and race up the stairs. She tucks the tired boy into bed.
Good night, little dude.
Hey, Vicky, can you leave the door open? Just a crack?
Yeah. Good night. By the way, you are actually my favorite kid I babysit for.
I like you too.
Good night.
Julian begins to doze off, but he notices his closet door is ajar. Is someone there? The dance is still hopping. Cameron and Oscar are partying hard and having extra fun with their spiked punch. Allison returns from her phone call and tries to make her way through the crowds. She doesn't see Cameron at first, but a crowd gathers around a dancing couple. When Allison moves in, Cameron kissing a girl in a tiger costume. Cameron turns around to see Allison storm away in anger.
Oh, that is not. Fuck!
Cameron drunkenly takes off his bonny heels and tries to find Allison.
Okay, that fucked me up. Okay, Allison! Allison, come here!
The broken-hearted girl finds a corner to hide from it all. She tries her hardest to fight back tears.
Wait! Hey, Allison!
No. What was that?
Okay, what?
Allison notices the alcohol in his breath and the flash sticking out of his pockets.
What was that? What's this?
Dude, have some discretion, all right? I don't know what you thought you saw, but like, Cam literally was talking to me.
Really?
She came up to me and like whispered in my ear, okay? You don't have to cry about it. It's not a big deal.
So Oscar got you fucked up.
No, I got me fucked up. Hey, okay, can we just talk, okay?
Don't.
The phone rings again. Another call from Lori. She goes to answer.
Okay, here, you know what? No, your fucking precious phone.
Cameron grabs the phone and throws it into a massive pile of nacho cheese on the snack table.
What the fuck?
You gonna get that? Or you want me to get it?
Allison looks at him with disgust. Cameron has no inhibition and she needs to get out of there.
I'm done.
Allison leaves the pleading Cameron alone. Oscar has been watching the whole fight from the corner. He smiles It is his opportunity to get his dream girl. Vicky is tidying up while Julian sleeps. She takes the trash out and sees Dave come in dressed as a farmer, complete with a horse on a stick toy and a giant jack-o'-lantern.
I didn't want to ring the doorbell and wake up the kid. Check it out. Fresh from my patch. His eyes are hearts.
I love it.
This is Tate.
Hello. Hi, Tate.
Do we have the whole house to ourselves? Is that how this works?
Yes, until Allison and Cameron get here.
Okay, so in the meantime, you want to make some popcorn and watch a spooky movie?
No.
All right, wait. Check this out. We're gonna like this. I went and got this tattoo because tonight is the night. The one we'll remember for the rest of our lives.
Dave rolls up his sleeve to show a crudely self-done tattoo reading 10/31/18. Vicky giggles.
You are so getting dry fucked tonight.
Oh yeah?
Fucking come here.
Vicky and Dave go to the couch for a makeout session. Thump. Vicky looks up.
What?
What was that?
What was what?
Did you hear something? I don't know. I thought I heard like a noise or something.
Yeah, it's probably just Julian taking a dump.
Would you go look?
Do I have to?
Yeah, would you please go look?
Dave makes his way to the stairs. The terrified Julian jumps out and runs to him.
I saw someone in the hallway standing outside my door.
What's up, buddy?
There was a fucked up face watching me from the dark.
Ghosts and goblins, little buddy?
Shut up, Dave. I heard him breathing and then I saw him. He's in there. Boogeyman's in this house.
Vicky says, okay, all right, come on, I got you. Let's check it out.
Send Dave first.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
No, it's not.
It's okay. Come on. Show me where you saw Boogeyman. I'll protect you. I'm strong. I got you.
No, Vicky, you go up there first.
I'll fight him off. Come on. I promise.
Can you call my mom?
Yeah, if there's something in the room, I'll call her. Vicky and Julian make their way to the room. Julian points his finger, too scared to go in.
He was standing right there in the door.
Vicky bravely marches in. Excuse me, sir. What are you doing in here? Please, you need to leave. Please leave. Vicky? Get out now. Gotcha.
Are you fucking kidding me?
You're safe. Nothing's in here.
You sure? You check behind the curtains.
I checked the whole place. Julian is satisfied enough to walk into the bedroom and allow himself to be tucked into bed. See, there's nothing to be afraid of. There's no boogeyman in here.
What if it's a doll?
Ooh, it could be like one of those weird, like kid dolls, one of those weird babies, and they stare at you with those beady little eyes.
Can you close the closet door?
Vicky nods and goes to the closet and tries to close the door. It won't budge. She opens it to reveal the shape.
Oh, shit!
Before Vicky can react, the shape grabs her neck with one hand and brings the knife down with the other. She jumps away and breaks a chair over it. Julian runs out of the room as fast as his little legs can take him. Vicky tries to dart out herself, but her slippery socks trip her on the wood floor. She grabs the railing around the banister and screams as the shape pulls. Help! Dave, help me! Dave has been smoking a joint in the garage and barely hears her. Julian runs back despite his best sense to try and do something.
Vicky!
Julian, run! She can't hold on much longer. The shape is pulling hard.
I'll go get help. Dave! Dave!
Vicky?
Don't go up there. You're going to get killed, Dave.
Dave, help me!
The shape pulls at Vicky's fingernails, scratch hard into the wooden floor. It plunges its butcher knife into her.
Fuck this.
Dave goes to the kitchen and pulls out a butcher knife and runs out upstairs to meet his fate. Hawkins listens to the dispatch in his patrol. The 911 dispatcher says,
Oh, that's Brady's. But gee, I see she's
We have
there now.
reports of a domestic disturbance at 707 Meridian Avenue. Please respond, over.
Copy that, dispatch.
Hawkins turns on his sirens and makes a U-turn. Lori has been listening in on her police radio. She speeds to the scene, hoping to beat whoever gets the call. Hawkins pulls his squad car quietly to a stop and moves to the back of the house with his gun at his side.
Haddonfield Sheriff's Department responding to a domestic disturbance.
Hawkins enters, weapon drawn and flashlight shining. All is silent. He
I
calls out.
repeat, this is Officer Hawkins. Please respond.
Lori arrives at the scene. Her brakes screech to a halt. She pulls out her gun and waves it at the trick-or-treaters.
Here now! Move! Get inside!
Hawkins takes careful steps. The leftovers of the carnage are beginning to show themselves. There is a trail of blood that he follows into Julian's bedroom. The glowing of the boy's aquarium illuminates everything. He eyes a jack-o'-lantern floating in the fish tank. In the middle of the room sits a figure with a white sheet covering it like a ghost. Hawkins' gun is aimed at the ghost. He steps to the white sheet. He aims. Hawkins rips the sheet off, revealing Vicky in the beam of his flashlight. Stab wounds have gashed her. The horror hits him. Lori patrols the perimeter of the house. She looks toward the upstairs window. In one room, Hawkins has found Vicky's body, but in the next room, the shape stands staring. Lori lowers her gun. Decades of fear and anger have led to this. They lock eyes and share 40 years of tension and hate. Lori fires a kill shot to the head, but it was the shape's reflection she saw. The mirror shatters. Hawkins sees the shape walk down the hallway and fires at it. Hawkins steps into the living room. He sees Dave. A large knife pins him through the neck, with his face smashed into the wall like a ceremonial slaying. The blood from Dave's fresh tattoo oozes from his shoulder. Lori scans the yard. The shape appears around the corner of the house, walking toward the back gate. Lori fires her gun and the shape is hit in the shoulder. The pain doesn't faze it, and it continues its pursuit into the night. It is gone. Lori takes a breath. Just then, Hawkins appears.
Lori?
Jesus Christ, Frank!
What the hell are you doing here?
Frank, he's here.
I know.
Hawkins stays at the house as the cavalry comes in. The house is swarming with officers dissecting the crime scene. Hawkins watches as the bodies of Vicky and Dave are zipped up and taken away. The sheriff pulls in and he has a passenger.
Look who's up.
Where is he?
You tell me.
Hawkins and the sheriff sit down to get Sartain's story. There's something off about the good doctor.
The bus lost control after Michael overtook the first guard and the driver. He's no longer dormant. He only knows how to keep moving and to keep killing. And he will kill again unless he's captured.
Hawkins and the sheriff share a look.
He's an asset.
He's not an asset. He's a liability.
No. He's on this hunt. Nobody knows Myers better than he does.
You want me to take this injured civilian to go look for a psychopathic serial killer?
Lori breaks through the barriers to confront the men.
Sheriff Frank, what are we doing?
We don't need your help right now, Lori.
You're just standing here. Please do something.
Sartain stands up. His interest is piqued. He has very much wanted to meet Laurie Strode.
Excuse me, officers. Laurie Strode.
Laura Strode. Meet Dr. Sartain.
I'm Michael's doctor, Ranbir Sartain. I read everything about you and Michael. Everything. Did you know our friend Hawkins here was the first responding deputy when Michael was apprehended in 1978? He stopped Loomis from killing Michael that night.
Do you know that I pray every night that he would escape
What the hell did you do that for?
so I can kill him?
That was a dumb thing to pray for.
Oscar tries to chivalrously escort Allison home. They walk through the backyards and sidewalks, away from the commotion of the police.
I'm sure he'll apologize. He just needs to sleep it off.
Cameron doesn't want anyone to see him as a bad guy, but then he gets drunk and gets belligerent and looks like an idiot. And then I look like an idiot for vouching for him. I'm really tired of everybody letting me down all the time.
You deserve better. I mean, Allison, you're the coolest, the prettiest, and you're the nicest girl in school. And if anyone doesn't appreciate that, then they're a crazy person.
Thank you. That's very sweet.
Let's get out of here. I know a shortcut.
Hawkins patrols the streets in his squad car. Sartain rides shotgun and eagerly looks out the window for any sign of Michael.
From a clinical perspective, Doctor, would you say that Laurie Strode has lost her fucking marbles?
There are many ways for tragedy and violence to change a victim. They can grow accustomed to always being afraid, in constant fear. They can grow weak. They can grow strong. But there's also the other side.
What other side is that?
The effect on the victimizer. You see, this is what has intrigued me through my studies. How does a crime like Mike's affect him? Where is that feeling? Is he on a random path, or is he emotionally driven, triggered by something, perhaps some unheard marching order imprinted on his very being? I want to know what he's feeling. I want to know what pleasure he gets out of killing.
Where is this killer? We gotta find him. And I'm not gonna stand in the way of justice this time.
Remember me. He's property of the state. He mustn't be harmed.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're gonna see about that.
Laurie and a police escort arrive at the Nelson home. Karen and Ray reluctantly open the door.
It's not safe here. Where's Allison? Where is she? Where's Allison?
Laurie's fears were entirely justified, and Karen is in shock. She frantically calls to get in touch with her daughter.
Can you please call me back the second that you get this? Please. The police said that they evacuated the dance and I can't get in touch with you. And they're making us go to your grandmother's house because it's safe.
Laurie grabs the phone.
Sweetheart, this is your grandmother. There is a police officer waiting at your house to bring you to us. We're all going to be together. Now do as I say.
Oscar and Allison take the shortcut, climbing over cast iron fences from one backyard to the next. The route makes sure that the two teens are oblivious to Haddonfield's grim night.
Oh, it's treacherous as hell out here. Here, take my hand.
This is the dumbest shortcut ever. Watch out for all the poison ivy. Don't let me fall on that.
All right, I got you. Okay, I got you.
Allison jumps from the fence and into Oscar's arms.
You did it. Yay, good job.
Yay.
Oscar moves in and corners Allison against the fence.
What are you doing?
I mean, you deserve better, right? I mean...
No, what the fuck?
What? You're not with Cameron anymore.
That does not mean I want to be with you.
Well, I thought you were sending me the signals.
Definitely no signals.
Oh man, I am so sorry. Please, you can't tell Cameron anything about this. I didn't feel anything either. I swear I did. Wait, I didn't.
You are so pathetic. I'm going home. You can figure your own shit out.
Oscar drunkenly drops to the ground. A light turns on.
Who's there? What?
Hey, motion sensor, dumbass.
Allison flips Oscar the bird and is on her way.
Allison, I'm like really drunk right now. Seriously, I got really horny at the party and like all these girls were like dancing on me. Their beautiful bodies got me all chubbed out, Allison, please. They were like feeding me guacamole in all these sexy ways. It's not my fault.
The loser sits on the lawn whining about his troubles. The light goes on. Someone is there.
Happy Halloween, Mr. Elrod. I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to trespass on your yard and shit, man. I was just trying to take a shortcut with a really pretty girl, and I just really like her, man. And I thought she liked me too. And just Have you ever really liked a girl and you just couldn't have her? I'm sorry, man. I'll just piece out of your hair, man. Thank you for.
The light goes on and off. The figure overlooking him is gone.
Hey, where'd you go, man? Dude, you're acting like really sketchy right now. I'm leaving I'm leaving.
The light goes on and off again. The shape is illuminated right in front of Oscar. It slashes at the boy.
Oh! Oh my God! Help me! Help! Please! Somebody help me! Please! Somebody please help me! Please! Somebody help me! Anybody!
Oscar runs to the fence and tries to climb it. He leaps for the top bar and gets halfway over before snagging his cape. Oscar sees the shape drawing closer with its knife raised. It stabs Oscar in the back and grabs at his feet. Oscar struggles to hang on as he screams. Allison hears the screaming and makes her way back to check on Oscar.
Oscar, come on.
Please, dear God. Oh, dear God.
The shape stabs Oscar in the back. The lights flicker as Allison makes her way back. She sees Oscar's corpse hanging to the fence. The jaw is impaled by a bar. Allison is face to face with the shape. She knows it as if by family instinct. It wants her, but the bars separate them. She screams and runs off. This part of the neighborhood is eerie, quiet, and dark. Allison finds the sole house with the porch light on and ferociously pounds on the door. It is the longest minute of her life, but eventually the door opens. The home's owner sits Allison down and tries to comfort her. Hawkins and Sartain pick up the 911 call and go to question the girl. She is so startled she can barely breathe.
Stay in the car, doctor. All right? Take deep breaths, sweetheart.
He's down the street. He's back. He killed my friend.
Everything's going to be all right. It's okay. Take a deep breath. We're gonna take you back to your mom, okay?
Hawkins hugs the girl as a crowd starts to form around the squad car.
I am a doctor. Lock your doors.
Everybody get back to your houses now and lock your doors. We're gonna take you to your mom. Don't worry about him. Don't worry about him. Back in your houses now.
You heard the officer.
The three of them get into the car and pull off. The night is still young and it is still out there. Several oxen reinforcements detach as Lori, Karen, and Ray step into Lori's fortress. Karen looks around the familiar house. It is an unsettling place that still haunts her. The fireplace has been sealed off with concrete, deadbolt locks on interior doors, windows with security bars. Despite her trying to move on, Karen knows each and every one of the house's secrets. She instinctively goes to the kitchen island and takes the remote.
What's this?
Karen presses the button and the stairway to the safe room appears.
It's my childhood.
Let's go.
Ray reluctantly follows as Lori leads them to the arsenal. They see a woman prepared, food, water, weapons, a bed. In contrast to the rest of the house, it's a clean and organized illustration of Lori's fears. Karen stops and feels the wave of her troubled youth wash over her. Lori and Ray come down behind her. Lori types in a password, 103178, and reveals a gun cabinet full of weapons.
All right. Pick your poison. I like a revolver. They never jam. This is accuracy and stopping power. This is tactical. He waited for this night. He's waited for me. And I've waited for him.
Ray and Karen share a look of discomfort. Karen looks down and sees her gun is still there. The initials KS scribbled in her childhood scrawl are on the barrel. Lori takes a large shotgun and pumps the barrel.
Come on, Michael.
Hawkins drives through the night. There have been reports of sightings. The three passengers stare out the windows attentively, knowing it could be at any corner.
Allison, keep your eyes open. He is out there somewhere. 601, suspect reported on 11th near St. Park.
Copy that, dispatch. I've got eyes.
They look and see it. The shape walks briskly, eager for the next victim.
Look, it's him.
Here we go. Brace yourselves.
Hawkins puts his foot on the gas and is ready to ram it off the road.
Don't hit him!
Hawkins swerves and hits the shape, knocking it to the cold concrete.
Michael!
Hawkins gets out of the car. The shape lies motionless and doesn't seem to breathe. By all appearances, it seems to be dead. The old grizzled police officer has to finish the job, and he pulls out his gun. Sartain follows Hawkins out in frenzied haste.
Don't shoot him!
Doctor, get back in the car.
No, you killed him! He's dead!
Sartain reaches down as if to check for a pulse, but it looks as if he is cradling the body of his dead patient in grief.
Stand back.
No!
I'm still gonna blow this motherfucker's brains out.
Get away! Leave my patient alone!
Get away from the body. Stand back. I'm not gonna say it again. Step away from the suspect.
Sartain takes his doctor's pen out and presses a button. A long blade retracts.
Step away.
Sartain grips the blade, turns around, and stabs the steel straight into Hawkins' neck. Hawkins' gun goes off and he falls to the ground, bleeding. Allison sits in the back of the patrol car. She cannot believe she is seeing this.
Help! Help!
Sartain stares at his hand, which is caked in Hawkins' blood. He touches the shape's mask.
So, this is what it feels like.
Allison screams and screams for help to no avail. She stares out the front window and sees Sartain jump out wearing the mask. Sartain is ecstatic. He sensuously breathes in the mask, trying to live vicariously through Michael and capture some of 1978. The doctor drags his lifeless patient to the car and throws it in the back seat with Allison. He takes one last breath from the mask and then takes it off and throws it at Allison.
Make room for my patient.
No, no, no!
These people want to kill this man for the crimes you observed. The most important opportunity to understand the mind of evil, you see. So when he awakes, we'll be ready.
Ready for what?
A reunion. Michael's pursuit of Laurie Strode could be what keeps him alive. I would suspect the notion of being a predator or the fear of becoming prey keeps both of them alive.
Sartain speeds off, determined to see this final conflict. At Laurie's house, Officer Francis and Officer Richards stand guard waiting for Allison to return. They don't quite have Hawkins' intensity or pedigree. The two officers are bored and make chit-chat about their lunches.
You want a banh mi sandwich?
What? What is that?
A banh mi sandwich.
What is that? I don't even know what that is.
I love that about you, Francis. You are so predictable. You're like a PB&J every day kind of guy.
Oh, here we go.
No, a banh mi sandwich. Banh mi is essentially just a Vietnamese version of a French baguette.
Mm-hmm.
And the term actually refers to the bread and not so much the contents therein. But your partner, the greatest partner in the world, made an arrangement with the Vietnamese folks at the restaurant and had them make you your very own peanut butter and jelly banh mi sandwich.
That sounds disgusting. I'm not going to try that. I brought my own food. I'm very happy with my...
Oh, what did you bring?
You want to see what I brought?
Yeah, I do want to see what you brought.
Why don't you look at this? Look at this. Look at that, a fresh brownie. Chocolatey homemade brownie. I made that myself.
That's like what a 5-year-old would eat if they could make their own lunch.
Sartain nears the house. He rhapsodizes his madness to a terrified Allison. The shape lies still. Allison is terrified to touch it, lest it spring back to life.
I've worked with Michael for years, but I've never seen him in an uncontrolled environment. I've never heard him speak, you see. In spite of my encouragement, he remains unresponsive, but tonight, so many possibilities exist.
Allison thinks there may be a way out.
He spoke to me.
He spoke to you.
Yeah, when he murdered my friend, he saw me and he spoke to me.
What did he say?
One word. Let me go, and I will tell you what he said.
Sartain sighs and pulls the car to the side of the road. He must know. The two Keystone cops see the headlights ahead. Officer Richards and Officer Francis recognize Hawkins' car.
What
Let
is
me
that?
go.
Is that Hawkins?
What was the word? Was it his sister's name? Judith, what was the word?
Allison looks to her side. The shape has awakened.
Michael!
The shape kicks the divider into Sartain, who screams in pain.
606 to 601, Hawkins. It's a fucking radio burnout, Hawkins. 606, 601, Hawkins, please respond. Hawkins!
Richard starts the car and heads out to investigate. The shape takes Sartain and throws him to the ground. The doctor pants and looks up at his patient, knowing what is coming. The shape just breathes.
Say something.
The shape stomps its boot on Sartain's head. His skull caves in and brains and gore explode out. Allison escapes the car and runs to the outskirts of Laurie's property. Richards and Francis pull toward the car.
Can you see him?
Hawkins, please respond.
The radio in Hawkins' car echoes Richard's call.
Let's go and check it out.
All right.
The two pull their guns and go in to investigate. Richards finds what is left of Sartain.
Dispatch, be advised we got a man down and no sign of
The shape moves in. Laurie bolts the doors and double checks each lock. She stares out the window, waiting in anticipation. Karen sits in her childhood room and looks at a picture of her as a young girl. The light shines out the window, the only sign of life in this haunted house.
Karen, the lights.
What are you doing? I thought you said we were safer here.
You never wanted to listen when I spoke of that night. This is why. I've been preparing for this for a long time.
You want him to come here.
Laurie sighs. It's true.
So sorry, Karen. I'm so sorry, baby.
Ray is in the kitchen pacing around anxiously. He doesn't like the gun. The security alarm sounds and he checks the cameras. Officer Francis and Officer Richard's squad car is on the monitors. He cautiously takes the handgun and opens the front door and steps out onto the porch.
Any word?
Nothing.
Hey, any word on Allison?
Nothing. Ray walks to the car.
Hey guys, what?
Ray opens the car door to discover a staggering scene of pure horror. Officer Richards has his throat slit and Sartain's pen blade embedded in his skull. In his lap sits Officer Francis's decapitated head carved like a jack-o'-lantern. His eyes, nose, and lips have been cut into a gruesome Halloween decoration. Richard's lifeless hand sticks his police flashlight, and an eerie glow emits from the mutilated head. Ray steps backward and the shape comes from behind and strangles him with a rusty pair of wind chimes. Ray struggles and even lets out a shot, but the shape makes quick work of him and snaps his neck. It throws aside the corpse and heads for the unattended front door.
Hey!
The shape knows whose home it has come to. Laurie runs to the front door with her shotgun and locks and bolts it again. She braces herself.
Where's Ray?
Michael's here. Get downstairs. Go, baby, go.
Karen runs and opens the kitchen island passage to the stairs. She shares a look of regret and recognition with Laurie. Her mother has her wish and has to face it alone. She goes down the stairs. Is this a goodbye? Laurie stands at the door, poised and ready to fire. Her hands grip the gun tightly. She looks out the door's windows. The shape isn't in sight. She breathes and breathes. 40 years of waiting is almost over. She is terrified, but must meet her fate. She will die tonight or kill Michael in that fear and hopelessness. The shape's hands punch through the window and grab Laurie. It lifts her off the ground and bangs her head against the door. Laurie bites the hands, and so the shape grabs her by the throat and starts to strangle her. Laurie has a lot of fight in her and lifts the shotgun toward its face. The shape grabs the end of the barrel and tries to throw the gun aside, but Laurie blasts off a shot and blows off half the shape's hand. It is in immense pain and lets go. A beat. It looks at what's left of its hand. Karen listens to the scuffle in the basement. The island entrance begins to open. She lifts her gun, expecting to see Michael when Laurie appears. Laurie goes to the circuit board and pulls a switch. Searchlights illuminate outside the property. The two women can hear that the shape has entered the house. It is still coming. Laurie and Karen squeeze each other's hand tightly. listening to the footsteps above.
I was wrong to raise you the way I did, but at least I can protect you. Nothing will happen to you.
Lori points the gun at the ceiling. The footsteps grow louder.
I know you thought this was my cage.
Lori fires 3 rounds into the ceiling at the position she suspects the shape to be. All goes silent. Lori gives her daughter's hand one last squeeze.
I have to finish this.
Mom, I love you.
I love you, baby.
The island parts and Lori makes her way back upstairs. Lori carefully inspects each room of the pitch black house. Her senses are on high alert. She is ready to fire her weapon at the slightest move. The search goes on. Lori enters and exits each room. She's prepared, though. After clearing a room, she presses a button and iron gates fall. It will have no place to hide or retreat to. Allison has reached Lori's compound. She trips over something in her haste. When she jumps back up, she realizes she is surrounded by mannequins littered with bullet holes, the epicenter of her grandmother's paranoia. She lets out a blood-curdling scream. Lori hears it and knows that the shape has heard it too. She must be predator and protector now. Lori continues her search through the house until she has one room left, a storage room of mannequins and targets. She beams her flashlight on the ground to find a trail of blood leading to a closet. Could it be hiding there as she did so long ago? Lori takes the barrel of the gun and opens the doors. Ray's body falls out. The mannequins stare at her with their blank white faces. One face comes to life. The shape jumps out with an aggressive determination to kill Lori once and for all. It pins her against the wall with her shotgun and tries to strangle the life out of her. She pushes it off, but loses her gun. Disarmed, Lori pulls a large hunting knife out of her belt and slashes away at it. The shape grabs her hand, and they wrestle, each one wanting to hack the other to bits. The shape gets the upper hand and drives Lori's hand with the knife into her side, stabbing her. He puts pressure on his hand wound to loosen the grip, but the shape grabs her and throws her out a window. It looks out. She seems to be dead. Something's going on downstairs, though, and the shape turns away to listen. When it looks back, Lori is gone. Allison enters the house.
Mom! Grandmother! Grandmother!
The shape moves toward the new prey. Karen rushes and opens the passage.
Baby,
Mom!
he's coming. Come on, come on, come on.
Where's grandmother? I couldn't find you guys.
It's okay. It's okay. It's gonna be okay.
They go down into the basement and close the passage. The shape is on its way to them. The 2 women listen as the footsteps grow louder. They are on their own. Lori is not there to help them.
I'm locked in a cage.
Everything's going to be okay.
The shape goes to the fireplace and arms himself with a poker. It thinks it hears voices coming from the kitchen and goes to investigate.
Mom, I'm so sorry. I tried to stop him from coming here.
The shape sees a slip of light at the island. They've given up their hiding place. It pounds and bangs at the island in fury. Karen and Allison stay close. It is coming. Tears start to flow down Karen's eyes. She grabs her childhood gun, but it shakes in her hand. The shape throws the island aside.
Okay. Okay. Stay back. Get back. Get back. Get back. Oh, God. Stay back.
The shape looks down at Karen, who is in hysterics.
Help us. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
The woman will be easy prey, and so the shape eagerly walks towards her.
Gotcha.
With all of her mother's strength and self-assurance, Karen raises her gun and fires a devastating shot at the shape's neck. It has fallen for her trap. The shape falls to the ground, bleeding. It is helpless as Lori appears from the darkness with her hunting knife.
Happy Halloween, Michael.
It swipes at her with the poker, but Lori has the upper hand. She stabs at him several times in quick succession. The shape pulls the knife out of its back and tosses it aside. It has taken so much damage, but keeps going, determined to go on killing. With no better weapon at her disposal, Lori takes a frying pan and clocks the shape in the head. It falls backward and down the stairs, past Karen and Allison.
Come on, Allison. Come on, Karen. Come on, baby. Come on.
Allison and Karen go up the stairs, but the shape springs to life and grabs Karen's leg.
Oh, God.
Lori pulls on Karen. The two are in a tug of war with her daughter. Allison has a chance to escape, but stares blankly.
Got you. Allison, run. Go now.
Allison, go.
Allison sees Lori's hunting knife on the floor and grabs it. She stabs and slashes at the shape's hand, freeing her mother from its grasp. Lori kicks the shape into the basement. It gets up again as Karen pulls another switch. The house has one last secret. Bars pop out, locking the shape in. It looks perplexed. Propane gas starts to flood the basement.
It's not a cage, baby. It's a trap.
Lori takes out a flare and throws it in.
Goodbye, Michael.
The basement bursts into flames. It knows its fate. The three generations stare. It shows no fear in the face of its doom, only defiance. Lori seems to have vanquished her demons once and for all, but there will be no catharsis. Behind the flaming mask, its eyes stare up with hate as the shape burns. The end.
All right, everyone, take your bows. That was something. That was incredible. Thank you all for joining us this afternoon. I think tonight's show was canceled, was it not, or rescheduled?
Yes, you are correct. It has been rescheduled. It was supposed to be Anchorman, so look forward to that later.
Yeah, that'll be fun when that happens. I guess the next one we have up is American Psycho tomorrow. And then we have Boy Meets World this week. So a lot of great stuff is coming up, and there'll be more horror in the future. I'm sure we've got a lot of horror fans in this reading who will put something together, I'm sure. So in the meantime, everyone have a great rest of your weekend and happy Halloween in January.